Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we're going to cover a couple of pieces of news that you should really be paying attention to, and let us know what you think at the end of the video in the comments below. And while you're down there, support the channel, subscribe, drop a comment, and click that bell and stay up to date with us for more crypto news. So, Ripple. So, there's a congressman that is calling for the SEC to actually rethink their position on crypto regulation. So, because there was a legal victory by the payment network Ripple, the representative Richie Torres has actually written a letter to the U.S. Securities and Exchange urging them to reconsider how they're going to approach regulating various cryptocurrencies. Now, the letter that was written to Mr. Gensler, our favorite person, of course, highlights the recent decision by Judge Analisa Torres. Now, if you're not really savvy on who she is the Southern District, District of New York in the Ripple case. So she is that wonderful person that was covering this. And she rejected the SEC's argument that the pragmatic sales of XRP security sells. So here goes with the letter, right? So there's a landmark legal opinion that Judge Torres resoundingly rejected the regulatory overreach of the SEC, which has been discriminatorily declaring all crypto assets except Bitcoin to be securities. By emphasizing the need to prove the presence of an investment contract, Judge Torres' reasoning represents a return to a rigorous application of the Howey test, which has been applied sloppily by the SEC. Right, so this has been a pretty big deal. Now, this was coming from Torres, so the judge itself. So he goes on to suggest that the ruling should be named Torres Doctrine, which is holding different assets, are not securities in themselves, but they can actually be sold as part of investment contracts. Now, okay, Torres actually finished the letter off by calling the SEC for them to actually concentrate on enforcing energies on actually bad actors, bona fide bad actors. So those bad actors are, well, the ones perpetrating serious transgressions like fraud, market manipulation, and misappropriation of customer funds. He also said, look forward to finding out how the SEC will reassess its regulatory assault on crypto assets in light of the Torres Doctrine. All right, so it actually seems how Torres' letter, was going on, but it's clear that the actually momentum has already shifted in the Ripple case. So over 64%, right? So it reached around 90 cents. So from 7.4 to 0.5 to 7.6, it's kind of jumping back and forth between that because of the volatility. But right now it's trading around 75 cents, back and forth again. But it did give a big boost. We're waiting to see now really what's going to play out. And the president candidate RFK is planning to actually back the dollar with Bitcoin and finally end taxes. Well, let's take a look, right? So during the Heal the Divide Pack event, Robert Kennedy Jr. actually said that several Bitcoin-focused policies, including gradually backing the U.S. dollar with Bitcoin and making Bitcoin profits exempt from capital gains. He said, quote, "My plan would be to start very, very small. Perhaps 1% of issued T-bills would be backed by hard currency, by gold, silver, platinum, or Bitcoin." He's actually wanting to do this gradually, as he said, so policies to reform the financial system, backing the dollar and U.S. debt obligations with hard assets, and actually growing businesses and tech jobs in the U.S. There is a Twitter comment by Dylan LeClaire on the 19th. RFK Jr. on fiat currency and Bitcoin pick twitter.com. Well, you get it right. So he invested over $100,000 to $250K in Bitcoin and said that comments to the Bitcoin community. He also plans to put an end to the Biden administration's policy and their plans like the Operation Choke Point 2.0 and central bank digital currency, the CBDC, which a lot of people aren't on board with. But the price of Bitcoin did jump up 1% from below 30K, and after the news, and the price actually is trading around 30,000. Back and forth again, 29,556 were the lows, and 30,184. But more so, the volume has actually went up by 5% within the last 24 hours, and it's holding pretty strong above the 30,004 to move to 35, which some analysts are pointing to Bitcoin surpassing 100K by 2024. Plan B predicts 500K Bitcoin after Bitcoin halving in 2024 as well. And back to XRP is topping that 8 after that major price spike as well. So it's seen considering spurge and price to 80% is what we were talking about in the following days. That market cap volume experienced some of those fluctuations as the market was trying to actually consume this ruling and actually understand really what's happening. So pretty volatile. This is something where you should be careful. But in the news, even though the victory is worth noting, it can be complex and unresolved. It can be coming back, and that's what I was saying earlier in the beginning of the video. And there's a Fox business anchor, Charles Casparino, questioned Ripple's financial strategy given the potential funds for up to $1 billion. So Gensler suggested of an appeal against the recent verdict in the Ripple case, and that means the token is not really completely safe. It can turn around and reverse. So everybody that's kind of like buying this up right now, buying this up, it's great if you entered very early and then you took that, and that's what you're seeing, that price kind of fall down right now, is people caught that. They're selling on their profits right now. They'll wait for it to bottom out, hear about the news, and then kind of go in, right? So this is where what's going on with the market really, and to be honest, so if you went in, let's say like a year ago or less than a year ago, 6 months ago, you bought into Ripple, you caught it at that awesome price, and then this news came out, it jumped. A lot of people sold because it was that moment of 60%. They jumped the ship. It dropped a little bit. It's going to kind of go back and forth by people still in this panic buying, this FOMO going up. But then once the news drops, if they go for an appeal, if they go back to court, it can also plummet again. So be wary of that. And once it plummets again, also noting, depending on what's going on, it might be a new entrance point to wait. So to kind of go long, or maybe if you're up and you're going short for this, it could be a big plus too. And I think that's what's happening with the market in total. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. I will catch you in the next video. So let us know what you think. Hit the subscribe button while you're down there. Comment and follow the bell. Support the channel. And I will see you guys again next time.